Earth 2, number 0, written by James Robinson, art by Tomas Giarello. This is the story of Terry Sloan. I think that's Mr. Terrific. I could be wrong. Regardless, Terry Sloan, 6 years ago, we see him crawling bloodied and bruised out of some sort of an attack, covered like shards of glass in his face, and he's asking Batman, "Oh, is this the best you can do? I'm disappointed." And then we cut back to 17 minutes earlier, where Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Terry Sloan are fighting against hordes of demonites and other apocalyptic things. And we see that apparently, yes, there was like the Trinity, which apparently had a different name. I'll get to it when I get to it. But there was also another team of people working with the Trinity that were working to fight against the apocalyptic horde. And they were called the Turnian, after Wonder Woman used it in a press conference. There were apparently five other people along with them. There was Robin and her mother, Catwoman. There was Supergirl. There were two others who he's leaving as a mystery because something happened. I don't know what. And then there was him, Mr. Terrific, the Terry Sloan, who was a super smart genius, and he was bothered by the fact that no matter what they did, they couldn't seem to get the upper hand on Apocalypse. So we see that there was some areas on Earth where the apocalyptic tech had employed mind control to all the people, and they were helping out the armies of Apocalypse, and they had some sort of quote-unquote anti-life to them. And Terry was upset because they kept on having to play softball whenever they were going into these areas, because they couldn't risk hurting any humans at this area, and it was making it so that they couldn't actually do anything about it. So at this point, they were finally making a stand against that. Superman and Wonder Woman were taking care of the defenses, whereas Batman and Terry made it inside to take out the generators that were taking mind control of all those large areas. So we see that they do finally manage to make it in. They're beating through all the not demonites. I'm blanking on their names. Parademons, that's it. And they were getting through, and then finally Terry was like, "Okay, here's the thing. I know this mission is pointless and desperate, and I have my own plan made, but they're just going to have to wait to see it." So Superman and Wonder Woman come in to help back them up, and he's like, they came back 17 seconds earlier than I expected. That might be an issue. We'll see how it goes. So they've taken out all the parademons, and Terry turns to Superman and says, "Well, Superman, seems like we've done it. By the way, catch," and he tosses over this cube filled with a new form of kryptonite in it that causes Superman to go insane and starts attacking his teammates. So Wonder Woman's taking care of that. Batman's like, "What did you do, Terry?" And he's like, "Oh, it's a kryptonite I created called opal kryptonite. It makes it so Superman goes crazy. And also, I put it in this box that if you were to try to open it up, it will explode and be inhaled by Superman, making it impossible to cure." And then Terry explains how he opened up a dimensional portal that went through time itself, and he was able to see all these possible futures. And in some of them they won, and some of them they lost, but the fact is that they were on a trajectory that they were going to lose, and Terry had to do this in order to shake things up and get them to a point where they were going to win. And Batman's like, "What the hell, man? No, that's not okay." And so they get into a little bit of a fight. And he's like, "Sorry, Batman, I was hoping that you'd understand. What has to happen here is we can't let these people who are mind controlled, we can't keep playing softball with them. They'll keep on being mind controlled. We have to just wipe them out. We just got to take them off the map." And Batman tries his best to stop Terry. He throws a bomb that just blows up the control panel that Terry was about to walk over to. But in the end, Terry had backup plans, and he ends up setting it off anyway. And we see these giant, truly massive explosions taking out full cities all over the Earth. And it ends up being the craters that were seen back in like issue 1 or 2. These giant craters that were leftovers of the war with Apocalypse. It turns out they were actually caused by Terry. And he's like, all right, well, maybe one day you'll understand I did what I had to do, but for now I'm out. And he just bails into a different dimension. In doing so, the Opal Kryptonite deactivates, giving Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman just enough time to get out of the facility that was really, they were going to destroy it anyway. So the explosives were already planted. He just makes it so they can escape just in the nick of time. And they do so, but we see that Terry, now that they're all dead, now that everything's settled down in the war, he realizes that in this timeline he set them on, there is an even greater evil coming, something that nobody is prepared to deal with, and they've lost their strongest heroes. So now it's up to him in order to save the world, whether that means destroying half of it in order to save the rest of it. So kind of the utilitarian mindset there. It's good. It's solid. I like the way they set up Terry. He's basically, for anyone who's seen Watchmen or read Watchmen, he's just Ozymandias. Like, that's literally all he's doing here. It's fine. It's good. I'm not quite attached enough to the Earth 2 universe to fully comprehend, like, okay, how big of a deal was this? Like, yeah, no, it looks horrible. Like, they do a good job of selling how horrible it looks, but they also did a good job of selling how bad the Apocalyptic army was. So I genuinely don't know which was worse here. I feel like this was the worst part, though, and it's something drastic, but according to him, something that needed to be done. I'm just curious to see how they play out on that. I think it is going to be something that keeps on returning, because I believe the last issue of Earth 2 actually left off with Terry Sloan introducing himself to Mr. Terrific. So I'm intrigued at the very least. I'll give this issue I'll give it a 7.5. It's good. It's not amazing. It's just a solid issue.